Good morning, guys. Today we'll be discussing about phonetics and phonology. So take note, guys, that phonetics and phonology are the two primary branches of linguistics concerned with human speech sounds. While they both study how we produce and hear spoken language, they approach sound from distinct perspectives. Phonetics, when we say phonetics, it focuses on the physical properties of sounds, whereas phonology analyzes how sounds function patterns mentally within a specific language. Okay, so let's discuss this further. Let's have another slide. Okay. So here it says there phonetics is a branch of linguistics that studies speech sounds. It focuses on how speech sounds are produced, transmitted, and heard, examines the physical characteristics of sounds in spoken language, studies the movement of the tongue, lips, teeth, jaw, and vocal cords when producing sounds. And the last one, it helps improve pronunciation, speaking, and listening skills. Okay. So take note, guys, that phonetics is the objective physical study of speech sounds called phones. It examines raw acoustics and articulation without regard to a specific language, grammar, or meaning. So it is divided actually into three main subfields. What are those? We have the articulatory phonetics, how speech sounds are physically produced using the vocal tract, the tongue, your tongue, lips, teeth, and vocal cords. The other one is what we call acoustic phonetics, the physical properties of sound waves transmitted through the air, frequently, duration, and amplitude. And the other one, the last one, is what we call auditory phonetics, how the ear and the brain perceive and produce speech sounds. Okay, so let's have another one. How about phonology? How is it differ from phonetics? Okay, from the one that I have presented a while ago. When we say phonology, the branch of linguistics that studies the sound system and sound patterns of a language. It focuses on how speech sounds are organized and used to create meaning. It studies phonemes, the smallest units of sound that can change the meaning of a word. For example, here we have the word bat and pat. It examines rules of pronunciation, including stress, intonation, and also syllable patterns. Okay, let us discuss this further. Okay, let me add to the slide an explanation. Phonology is the study of the cognitive and functional system, actually, of sounds in a specific language, guys. It focuses on phonemes, the abstract sound units stored in the brain that distinguish one word from another, just like the example that I have given. No, we have there pat into bat. Okay, changing p and b. Okay, and then take note that there are some concepts in phonology that we need to consider. the minimal pairs. Okay? Words that differ by only a single sound, proving that two sounds are distinct phonemes, like cat versus hat. And then you take note of the allophones. There's a variations of a single phoneme that do not change word meaning. Okay? And then we have their phonotactics, the rules governing permissible sound combination in a language. Okay? Take note of this one, guys. Then let's have this one. Another slide. We have here pronunciation versus articulation. So the correct way of saying words include rhythm, stress, and intonation, ensure speech is clear and easy to understand. Good pronunciation improves communication confidence. And here we have also the physical process of producing speech sounds involves the movement of the tongue, lips, teeth, jaw, palate, and vocal cords. Clear articulation makes each speech sounds distinct, focuses on how individual sounds are formed. There are examples given below, so you take note of the examples. Okay, so here let's have another. Okay, pronunciation versus articulation. Okay, you take note of the example, guys. Okay, okay. So I mentioned already. Wait lang, guys. Okay. So we have here another one, pronunciation versus articulation. I have read the slides already. Okay. Take note, guys. Okay, I want you to take note of this, that it involves pronunciation is phonological, linguistic. It involves knowing which sounds to use and where to place emphasis. I mentioned there stress, pitch, rhythm. So listeners easily recognize whole words and sentences. Okay. And then the articulation also, let's have this articulation in phonetic mechanic. It involves the physical motor control required to shape air currents into distinct individual speech sounds using bodily articulation. So how they work together, okay? Pronunciation versus articulation. Someone can have perfect articulation, executing every individual sound sharply, but still mispronounce a word by placing the stress on the word syllable. Okay, so clearly but missing the correct English. Okay, here, so for example, articulating all the sounds in photograph. Okay, so clearly but missing the correct English stress pattern. Okay, so there's an example. So here, maybe mispronounce a word. Okay, so take note of the stress by placing the stress on the word syllable. Photograph. Okay, so but missing the correct word English stress pattern. Conversely, poor articulation, mumbling or slurring. So degrades overall pronunciation clarity. Okay, so let's have another slide here. Vowels and consonants. Okay. Speech sounds produced without blocking the airflow. Air flows freely through the mouth, created by changing the position of the tongue, lips, and jaw. English has five vowels. Take note of the five vowels, but around 20 vowel sounds. Even though they are we only have five vowels, but take note of the vowel sounds. We have 20. Okay, and then here for the consonant, Those are for the vowels. For the consonant words, speech sounds produced by partially or completely blocking the airflow made by using tongue, lips, teeth, and palate. English has 21 consonant letters and about 24 consonant sounds. Can be voiced, vocal cords vibrate, or voiceless, no vibration at all. So I have provided some examples there down below. So you may read and take a look at the examples, guys, that I have given there. Okay. So airflow mechanics for the vowel, take note, unobstructed. Produce without blocking the airflow. Air flows freely through the vocal cord. Okay. For the consonant, for consonants obstructed, produced by partially or completely blocking the airflow in the vocal cord. Okay. Okay. How about for the primary articulators? Okay. For vowels, shaped by changing the relative position and height of the tongue, lips, and your jaw. For the consonants, formed using the tongue, lips, teeth, and palate to create contact or narrow constrictions. Okay? And then take note of the letters versus sounds. 5 letters for the vowels representing roughly A, E, I, O, U, and then take note that these 5 letters, okay, they have 20 distinct vowel sounds in English. Okay. In the consonants, take note that there are 21 letters representing about 24 distinct consonant sounds in English. And take note also when it comes to voicing, for the vowels, virtually, actually, all vowel sounds are voiced. Vocal cords vibrate. For the consonants can be voiced, vocal cords vibrate, or voiceless. Also, vocal cords do not vibrate. Okay? So, take note, guys, the letters versus consonants. The key insight on this is that written letters do not equal spoken sounds. While English orthography uses only 26 alphabet letters, spoken English utilizes roughly 44 phonemes, around 20 vowel sounds plus 20, so that's 44 phonemes, so 20 vowel sounds and plus 24 consonant sounds, depending on depending on the dialect. This discrepancy is why phonetic symbols are essential for clear pronunciation instruction. Okay? For the voicing contrast in consonants, guys, take note that unlike vowels, which are inherently voiced, consonant often exist in minimal pairs based on whether the vocal cords vibrate during production. Okay, because we have there voiceless and voiced. Okay, next slide. Let's have another one. Okay, I think that's the end of the discussion. Unless you have question now, you may ask question. Anybody would like to ask question? Anybody? Okay. No question? Okay. Anybody? Okay. So together, guys, these concepts form the foundation, oral language structure, and speech production. Take note of phonetics versus phonology. Let me remind you that phonetics deals with the physical, acoustic reality of speech sounds, how they produce, transmitted, and heard, while phonology focuses on how, just to make the wrap up, on how these sounds function as a cognitive system to convey meaning with a language. Okay. We also discuss pronunciation versus articulation, and we made mention that articulation is the motor mechanical process of shaping individual sounds using articulations or articulators. What are these articulators? We have your tongue, your lips, your teeth. Whereas pronunciation applies these sounds to full words and sentences through correct stress, rhythm, and intonation. For vowels versus consonants, guys, speech sounds are physically categorized into vowels, unobstructed, or flow, all voiced. And for consonants, partially or fully obstructed, airflow voiced, or voiceless. So, mastering this, guys, distinctions connect the physical biology of speech mechanics directly to clear communication and language comprehension. So, I hope you learned something for today's discussion. That's all, guys. Bye and enjoy your day.